Leslie, the cruise lines are responding while the number of ships with COVID continue to increase, now at 91. Last Friday, for some context, we were at 75. Health officials say the chance of getting COVID on cruise ships is very high, therefore discouraging Americans, regardless of vaccination status, from sailing at this time. The latest guidance drawing some criticism from cruise executives. The Commissioner of Federal Maritime, Luis Sola, telling me you don't get asked for vaccination status or a negative COVID test when you fly domestically, but on a cruise, you do. Others pointing to the low hospitalization rate. Royal Caribbean CEO Richard Fain saying they've seen no hospitalizations for those who tested positive for Omicron so far. And the broader lobbying group calling the CDC's travel guidance disappointing and perplexing. The CDC, though, stopping short of unveiling any restrictions, as you just pointed out, Leslie. That's why we're not seeing these stocks trade down sharply. They did reverse yesterday's gains, currently trading in negative territory. But it is seen as a sort of setback for the wider cruise industry, which, unlike hotels or vacation rentals, are still far away from getting back to pre-pandemic levels, having just restarted sailings over the summer after being shut down for nearly 15 months due to COVID. So 2022 will certainly be, Leslie, a show-me story for Wall Street. They'll want to know whether these companies can emerge from this pandemic stronger. Your question on bookings. Yesterday, we heard from CEO Richard Fain of Royal. He said we're starting to see cancellations due to Omicron. But the broader narrative that they've always tried to convey to Wall Street is that the longer-term picture, we're talking second half of 2022, looks very strong.
I'm curious what it is about cruise ships in particular that gives CDC pause, because you're not seeing them telling people not to fly, for example. They're not recommending you don't fly or eat in an indoor restaurant. Is there something about cruising in particular that's giving them pause with Omicron?
Yeah, it's a great point. This is actually a conversation that often comes up when I speak to different cruise executives over the past year or so, is why are the cruise lines getting singled out here? I think scientists and those inside the CDC would point to the cruise lines being these large vessels, indoor and outdoor, where you do have a high level of proximity with other people. And in the past, at the height of the pandemic, we did see a COVID outbreak. In fact, the cruise lines quickly became not a national, but an international story, sort of this poster child for this pandemic. And the key goal now is for the CDC to ensure history does not repeat itself. And I think that's why you're seeing these type of measures and guidance coming out of the CDC. Some would say it's an overreaction. Others saying they're just taking things very seriously, being very conservative as the cruise lines get back to sea here.